morning, and I was actually at a parking lot last night, and they had tree guys there, and they were redoing the lines in the middle of the night, which makes sense because there's no one there, right? But holy man, I was expecting to get sleep last night because I got traveling to do today. Oh, look at that! Look at the jet. Perfect view, eh? Anyways, yeah, I was just talking to a guy. He's an electrician by trade, okay? He is from the Lower Mainland himself, Burnaby, New West area. And his brother's out there right now struggling like you wouldn't believe to try and find anything, right? Well, he came out here because according to Work BC, according to ads, according to almost every single resource that you can look at when you're looking for a position, okay? Saying, oh yeah, high demand. So he comes out here with all his gear and all the doors are shut. In this city alone, there's one project going on, and the project is half done. It's like a multiplex apartment building where, you know, they could fit, I don't know, maybe 320 families or whatever, right? It looks like a really nice building, just in a really crappy area, right? So and I even spoke to the flaggers and everything around there. They said there's no point. They're like, we're struggling as it is too. There's not enough work to go around. Road work is not being done. And they've got one other construction going on, which is in excavation right now. But 6 months down the road, they might start putting in rebar. It does make sense, right? Because it does take time for the excavation to make sure it's done correctly, right? So. Otherwise, yeah, he's an electrician. He goes down to Work BC, and they say, oh well, this company's hiring. All you got to do is get your food safe. So he goes out and gets his food safe. He's like, at my age, give me a second. Okay, so I gotta start warming up the vehicle because we gotta go get gas and head out soon. So anyways, so he goes out there and he gets a cert, right? And he goes to the source where that he was told to go to. Well, lo and behold, they're like, no, we're not hiring. And I was like, well, how can the Work BC say that they're hiring when they're not, right? And so these government places are giving false hope to people, which is garbage. And as a result, he's out here, he's on the welfare system, and he's not getting anything, right? And so he said he's not going to go anywhere. He's just going to stick it out. He doesn't want to, like he said, if it gets like to minus 15, minus 20, he'll consider going back to his brother's, but he's only in a bachelor suite. But otherwise, he said that the total combined money that they'll give him support, which is $500, and then the rest could be rent if he was to find a place. He's like, where am I going to find a place for $500 for rent? I'm like, nowhere, right? So when you're on the system, unless you're on disability or something like that, you cannot do it, right? And I know when people are talking about me, okay, my head is cut off always there. And then people are talking about me saying, oh, well, there's opportunity. Where? Because I know people in other cities, and they're all telling me, do not come here. Do not come here. There's nothing, right? Normally, if there is a demand somewhere, one of these agencies would contact, okay? There's been nothing, okay? And on top of that, because of the fact I'm heading out to the mainland today for at least 2 days, okay? One day is to get the paperwork done. The next day, get ready to come to looks like I'll be heading back this way because I don't know where else I'm going to go. It's getting really cold and snowy on the hills, so it's not advisable for me to go that direction because I would have to, if I was to hit the prairies, I have to change my coolant, right? So yeah, that would not work because that would be expensive, and I'd have to get to what is it, the minus 45 or whatever, but they would have to flush the whole system out. I don't care. It's just the money that is needed because Then you have to go through an inspection and stuff like that, apparently, in order to make sure everything's working properly. If there's even one thing wrong, apparently they don't allow your vehicle to be insured out there. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, my buddy goes to Calgary, or he lives in Calgary rather, and he gets parts from like a pick-a-part kind of thing, and that's how he's been keeping his Oldsmobile on the road, and the year of his is compatible with mine. So I don't know. But the thing is, you'd have to be able to get into the motor and actually get the part out and then pay for it, right? So, and who the hell wants to do that when it's like minus 25 outside? So, but it's been snowing in Alberta apparently. So, anyways, if I could somehow make something work here on the island, okay. You know, because I have 2 court appearances coming up. One on November 5th and one on December 30th. And what I'm afraid of is that the December 30th, if this vehicle isn't on the road, can't get there. So I'm gonna have one more effort to come out this way to try and get something going. And if it doesn't work out, then I might end up having to go down to see Island Night Owl, get that thing above, and take the risk and skedaddle east. Take a massive risk. I might have to do it that way. There's nothing else I can do, man. Like, I've been hearing from locals here on the island saying, leave. And it's not because you're an outsider. Leave because of the fact that there's no opportunity out here. Right here in the Nanaimo, okay, on this day, I was just having coffee, okay, with a few other people in McDonald's, right? Because I won that, got a little top thing, and they even said they're looking at trying to either go east or buy an RV because there's no opportunity here in BC anymore. It's all gone. And I was like, great. And they're like, don't believe the Indeed, don't believe the job banks, no nothing, because if they don't see what they're looking for in your resume, do not get it. You know, even though they say no experience, they still want a little bit of experience of something, right? You know, and I even tried looking for delivery positions because of, you know, me being a gig worker, right? No, Napa said I had an ad out, and I was like, hey, wait, there. I went down there, and they're like, no, that ad's old. I'm like, what do you mean it's old like that? I'm like, it's right there. And he goes, 6 months ago, man. Oh, summertime. So, well, spring. He's like, yeah, it's not happening. He goes to me, he looked right at me, he goes, I suggest fix your van, get the hell out as you can. Everybody is saying it here on the island. So I just want to give one more effort to see whether or not I can get something at the agencies or something. If gig work, like, it's starting to be cooler out, okay, so it means that something could happen in the gig industry too. I ran into a driver last night. He could barely even speak English, right? But he was a really nice guy. I had to explain to the person over at Walmart saying how he had to do it because he was going after ginger. And I said, okay, I see what he's doing. And I'm like, put it on the scale, let him scan it. Because that's what the system wants. So that's exactly what he did. And he came back and goes, thank you so much. And I'm like, hey, I've done it, man. Don't worry about it. You know, I helped you out. That's all that matters, you know? Drivers help drivers, you know? We just don't like going up against each other like what the company does when it comes down to match orders. So, anyway, so I'm just thinking I'm going to go out there. I'm going to get the paperwork done. I don't know if I'm coming back tomorrow tomorrow probably would be tomorrow or early Saturday morning. Try it again. I'm going to give it some time because I have that court thing on November 5th. And if it doesn't pan out, you guys, we have to go a different direction. So I don't have a choice in the matter. I can't stay in an area where there's no opportunity, right? I hope you guys understand that. And what I'll also try and do is I will try and suck it up with the cold like I did last night, okay? Get rid of that wood. We're going to try and find a spot where we can go burn it, open it up, put the food stuff in there, okay? And then if we go anywhere in the bush, try and find wood, right? I've got stuff to spark fire, so that shouldn't be an issue. So, and then as we're going, maybe city to city to city, maybe we could find, maybe something can come up. See what I'm saying there? So, yeah, it takes me 5 minutes to realize the sun's in my eyes. That's how tired I am. So, all right. So, what was I gonna do? right, there is one thing I got to do, and then we got to head to we got to get gas and then head to the ferry. Officially on a ferry, and I think my Jackery bit the biscuit. It's no longer, it tries to charge and stays at 0. So, anyways, yeah, look at all that, eh? We're about to go on that for a couple of hours. Well, I think on this vessel we're allowed to be in our vehicles while it's traveling. So I'm going to go down to the van for a bit, see if I can close my eyes for a few minutes. I haven't slept in a while, so yeah. This trip to the Lower Mainland, you guys, is going to be a very quick trip. I'm only going out there for a specific reason, okay? And that is to do my mom's paperwork and then figure things out where I gotta go. I've been trying to find out where I can get a battery so I can do, to get a small portable heater. I don't think I need one that is big, like a diesel heater. I don't even know how to install those things, right? Because I don't have the right tools. Or even if I did, the strength of the tool is what I need, right? So yeah, I'm just in the van right now. I decided to come down here. Like, they got TV going on, people are chatting up there. I was like, I just really don't feel like going through that right now, right? So decided to come down here and charge up the laptop for a bit. The other troubleshooting for the Jackery was to drain the battery completely and then try and redo it, right? So what I mean is by that is by charging. So we get 2 hours to do this. So so it's charging at about 42. So I'm hoping it can give a really good drain. You're not supposed to have it below a certain percentage, right? But I might have no choice but to do this. So if I've had it happen to me one time before, I wouldn't do it, and then I drained it completely and then it worked. So sometimes you could you have to let the cycles go, right? It's got 300 cycles to do, so it might still be a good battery, right? But what I'm also looking for is like a small portable heater. But the thing is, like I said, I need that battery. So and I'm looking for an affordable battery. Jackery's expensive, no matter where you look, right? So I've been looking at EcoPro, I've been looking at Blue Eddies and stuff like that that can actually get heat in here instead of having to go through one of the diesel ones to where you actually have to have the right tools, drill the holes, right? I don't have any tools that are powerful enough to do that, right? Mine's all home based. So yeah, if I try and drill through the vehicle, not a chance would it work. My 300 might, but it doesn't have the right connector. I'd have to try and see where I could find something that could connect to it. I don't know, adapters or whatever. And then it's a 300, so that might work. I'll have to find out. I might have to try and go to the Home Depot or something and see what they say about that, if they have knowledge. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna try and close my eyes for a few minutes and see whether or not I can get some rest. 7 days without sleep, man, and it's been cold. It's hard to do. It really is hard to do. The other guy who drives his truck out there going through the exact same thing, and yeah, it's brutal. Talk to you in a bit. All right, guys, so we're back in Tawasin here. We're about to be docked, and then I do have that stuff I have to deal with before I'm gone. And we're only, like I said, we're only out here for a short term, and then heading back. So I'm looking forward to seeing my friends for tonight. I'm not sure what's happening for tomorrow. I could be heading out tomorrow. I don't know. So, but
in 150 meters, continue straight onto Highway 17.
Hopefully it takes me the proper way this time instead of making me go through Richmond to get out to where I've got to go. See you then. Well, I'm temporarily back in my old stomping grounds of Burnaby. I'm going to go to a washroom first for the rec center, and then we're going to go pick up our packages and then head over to my friend's place. And I'm going to review everything and then have to get stuff sent back. So, and then after that, everything should be done. I've also actually have an email I got to do too. for something else regarding it, and it just requires signatures, and that's it. So, but I always dread coming back here, to be honest with you. I grew up here, and I can't stand it anymore. So, good old Edmonds Street. It's amazing how I was brought up in this area, you know. And, oh, I think someone forgot their stuff. Whoops. Yeah, it's probably just one of those people that managed to get a copy off someone, and you know, but it is what it is. So. Mishra's Game Factory. Game Factory? For some odd reason, I've never noticed that there before. Huh. Oh, it says closed anyway. It's probably just one of those old buildings that are eventually going to get torn down, just like these ones here. Like, there's nothing in them, right? It used to be an alternator place. Wow. They were in business not that long ago. A lot of graffiti on that door, too. So, it just goes to show that older buildings being torn down, there would be new infrastructure going in there, and who the hell knows what's going to be in there, right? So, and there's a lot right here. So, there's room for commercial buildings around here, you know, so I just hope it's not going to be residential. I hate to say it that way, because I think, you know, if they're going to be growing the population, you got to have more positions available. However, there are some companies. I was actually watching the news today. It was that auto production, I think it was through GM in Ontario, and they're saying how they're looking at closing their Ontario plant and moving to the States. This really goes to show how bad the rents are getting, man. There used to be a computer store in here where you, or no, sorry, it was automotive, and they're gone too. So, do people really want to come out here when shops are shutting down because the rents are getting too high? Might want to double think on that one. Man, he got slammed in there. I had to wait for almost half an hour to get service, but yeah, the package is right here. There's a whole whack load of documents in here I have to review, take a look at, sign, and I think there's a package in here for me to send the stuff back, right? It's all regarding my mom's estate, right? So get this done and over with, and I know there's one more document that I still have to do through something else, and then that's all she wrote for all that, right? So. You guys, it takes a long time, you know, so I've said this before, I'll say it again. Everybody passes eventually. Make sure your family's equipped with a will or something to where everything is covered. You don't want to go through what I went through, because this is the final state of what's going on. So, and it's been very mentally draining, to say the least. So, yeah, so now what I'm doing is I'm going to be heading over to my friend's place and staying there overnight, doing the paperwork. She understands that. And we're going to be watching probably some Shoresy. So, going to have a night to remember, I can tell you that much, you know. Guys, we're just friends, okay? She's like a sister to me. Just to give you guys a heads up. And then after that, yeah, then either tomorrow or maybe Saturday morning, first thing in the morning, I'll be heading out. So, yeah. And I also have to make a call over to Jackery, because apparently my Jackery 300 is no longer taking a charge. So I got to call them up and get some troubleshooting done. And because I'm in a van, I can't use a 3-prong plug to plug it in. So we'll see what happens there, because I need that to put light in the back of the van. So, and if it doesn't charge up, then I got the little adapter I've been using to charge up my phones. But it's gonna be hard for me to be able to do anything in the back if I have no light. So that might be another expense I have to do, is another Jackery. And they're not cheap. Either that or Blue Eddy or something. I gotta figure that out. whatever I can get locally, I want to get. So, all right, guys. Give me a second here. There we go. All right, so I've got the documents, and what I'm going to do is my friend is about to go walk her friend's dog. So I think I know who it is. But we're going to head over that way anyway. I'm going to take the adapter in with me so I can charge my phones in there. And one of the calls I got to make too is to Jackery regarding mine. You know, if it's gone, then yeah, I have no choice but to spend money to get another one, right? It's my livelihood that we're talking about here, right? So, and if I have to do it, I have to, like I said, I have to figure out, you know, do I go that one? Do I go Blue Eddy? Do I go EcoFlow? You know what I mean? Like, I want to get something that's going to be in stock at a store, not have to wait around for 3 to 5 days, because I don't know when I'll be out here next, right? And it's not exactly the cheapest to be able to do all the traveling. So I got out here on $56, remind you. Okay, I got a saver deal, but I can't keep on going back and forth to do it, because I got to worry about survival, you know, when I'm on the road. So the plus thing is that when I went to go get gas was at $1.42, and I actually have a full tank of gas still, or well, at least that's the way it looks. Well, that's real nice. Jay, walk with your kids. How nice. Oh, they ripped up the road up here. Okay, I gotta go a different direction, so, all right. It's actually nice to see. I've been gone from the area for 3 weeks now, and now all of a sudden, like, you guys can see it right there, if you guys, yeah, I think you guys can see part of it. Very small smidge. It's nice to see, because that road, they did construction on there one time. They did something, and it got all rippled up and whatnot, and I'm telling you, it was just, I complained about it, you know, for the last number of years before I left, saying, you know, it hurts the vehicle, man. So, and no, you guys, I'm not excited about being back here at all. As soon as I got out here, I was like, oh my God, the traffic. Like, literally, some parts, just to move 15 feet, it would take me 3 sets of lights to get out here. So, whoa, okay, maybe I should pay attention to where I'm going. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. Is anyone coming? Nope. Okay, I think I'm gonna go up this way. I'm heading over to my friend's place. Oh, bad idea.